Greetings and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Magick, and this is me with my segment Goth Tarot. And as you know, we sort of have divided up the shadow work over the course of a month. So we started off with my guest star and wife, Banshee, at the first show for June, and the shadow work centered around what I guess we would call the concept of betrayal. And that's the card we pulled. So, all right, let's start off the session proper then with an affirmation from the Earth and Bone Oracle by Syrian Shadow. Time. Planning, making decisions, leaving comfort, taking risks. Do everything you want to do before your time is up. Live the life you want. Don't wait for anyone or anything. Don't get to the end of the road with any regrets. If there's something you want to do, then do it. Stop waiting for the right time. Now is the right time. Less thinking, more doing. Stop fearing the unknown. Stop doubting and start imagining all the positive possibilities. Nothing is set in stone. Have the courage and willpower to try. The universe and your spirit guides have your back. Your spirit team wants the best for you. They want you to enjoy this life to the fullest. Lessons are presented to you that you must learn so that your dreams and desires can align perfectly. Go through what you need to experience and feel. Learn to heal. Going through it is the only way to get to what you want. Make positive changes if you aren't happy. You hold the power for your own happiness. Exude gratitude, and it will all work out. Affirmation. I give myself permission to thrive. I'm attracting high vibrational experiences into my life. So I'm going to read from that book that describes the shadow work, and that is the Rise of the Souls Oracle. And first there's a mantra or a affirmation. I trust the outside world. Because basically betrayal is related to the concept of where we feel we can't trust people. So here it is. I first appeared when you were disappointed by a person who was supposed to be loyal to you. I'm a cause of great inner pain that makes it very hard for you to trust in other people. You see them as dangerous manipulators, and you want to protect yourself, which sometimes drives you to lie and manipulate in turn. You prefer to be the first to attack so as not to be hurt again. And when my presence is too strong, you remain in a state of constant suspicion and vigilance. You make assumptions rather than asking clear-cut questions or really listening to what other people have to say to you. And of course, we worked with this over the month in different ways. We worked with other things too, of course. But that was the general idea that when we're in this state, we we don't understand how to really relate honestly to other people, probably because we can't relate honestly to ourselves as well. All right, now we will update our shadow work with betrayal. How are we doing here? What have we learned or integrated properly? How are we relating to others in this matter? So for this, I am pulling a card from the Shadow Work Tarot by Ethereal Tarot. Have we finished this work? It's the Lovers reversed. We may be having a hard time with the final integration here. This involves us making a choice to be a better person. That the Lovers reverse shows that some of what we do is too self-serving, and even in this regard of understanding the message of betrayal, we might still seek to gaslight, manipulate others by our own insecurities here. So we still have some work to do, or we have to understand that it will be still going on here, and that we are required to work harder to make the right choices. So I had thought earlier that I needed something for this final week because there always did exist the possibility that the cards might indicate we still need a little bit of more time or something else to understand this concept. So I'm using my new oracle, the Deadly Apothecary Oracle. It's a beautiful deck, nice edges. And we're going to look at the antidote for this problem. The thing that maybe finally would cure it. And the oracle basically relates to a lot of medicinal kinds of plants that have both curative and not so much possibilities. The arum lily, the courage of our convictions. This is kind of interesting. I'll tell you why. I think something happened last week when we were updating, and I think in reading the message about betrayal, that, sometimes it's not just a part of ourself that is projecting out and has this issue, that maybe these things really are happening, that maybe there are manipulators and other people who are creating an annoyance in the situation. So I'm going to look at this. This is number 5. So the arum lily, the courage of conviction, and it's apparently probably more in the South African regions, hence the name perhaps. People use it magically, historically, as spells to connect with the power of the divine feminine. Guess we'd like to look at that again. So the antidote suggested by this card once Arm has tapped into their resilience and power, watch out. There is no stopping them. Beautiful heart-centered determination and a willingness to make the world a better place become their life mission. They embody goddess energy, knowing who they are and what they are on earth, to make a difference. And they will. Sometimes we have to listen to ourselves and listen to our own unique intuition and decide, are the betrayals something that involves ourselves at that trust level? Can we find the way, to both be objective about the reality as well as defensive and or offensive? When we are talking about betrayal, these things can be psychically scarring. Uh, People will benefit from maybe more openness. All right. And and I apologize for this, but I'm up here in the studio and it's pretty warm. So we're having a 90 plus degree weather break, and I'm doing this on Monday. I waited to the evening for the temperature to drop a little bit. But so if I'm faltering, it's probably because of the heat. Um, I want to conclude this entire session uh, by you giving us one last meditation from the secret language of darkness. And the idea for this is that we are hoping to really resolve all of these matters, triggers, intense emotional catalysts. Look carefully at this card and then gently close your eyes. Sense your body and concentrate on your breathing. Follow the breath inward. Hold for several seconds and then relax. Breathe out. Release all tension. Focus on the middle of your chest. And then you see a golden staircase before you and descending into the earth. Walk down. There are 10 healing steps, and you alight in a magical amethyst crystal cave. Each step moves you into a calm and centered inner space, so you can observe triggers without reacting. Step into the amethyst cave and greet your shadow. In front of you is a large, round, blue and purple door. In the middle of the door is a triangle that says, "Push me." You tentatively push the button and the door swings open. As you step into this room, you are confronted by buttons of all colors and sizes covering the walls. Out of nowhere, a piece of paper pushes into the room and lands in your hands. You open the paper and read, "Others trigger or push your boundaries. You react because they have touched a wound. A heart or sensitivity has been revealed. Your emotional response can lead you to a pain you have yet to heal. An extreme reaction may be an attempt to protect you." However, unless you become more open in engaging with and understanding the source of your reaction, the imbalance will remain and the wound will become bigger and cause more pain each time someone touches or comes close to that subject. In this space, you can push as many of these buttons as you like. As you do, you will feel a familiar sensation, followed by insight into the wounding you have touched upon. It is up to you how many of these buttons you wish to experience. And so the paper disappears, and you must decide whether to accept this mission to discover more of yourself. Should you choose not to go ahead, thank the room for the opportunity and know you can return at any time. If you feel prepared to do so, choose a button and start pressing. When you press a button, the sensations that arise are so real, and the messages that accompany them activate insightful moments of aha. This is a thrilling, playful, and safe way to engage with reactions you may otherwise find uncomfortable or confronting. The buttons may prompt excitement, anger, hurt, inspiration, fear, annoyance, frustration, or love. Have fun observing all the ways you react. You are awakening to a broader version of yourself. The more you work and heal your tender spots, the more open you are to the higher dimension of soul information. Whether you have chosen to push any buttons or not, stay in the room for as long as you like, at least 30 seconds. When you are ready, step out of your button room into the amethyst cave. Go to the golden staircase and begin ascending. Feel empowered and quietly confident that you can recognize when something has touched on a wound and you can respond with care and insight. The next time this happens, you will be alert to the lesson and opportunity for self-understanding and growth. Thank this shadow for making you aware of all you are let to lead to love about yourself. So at the top of the stairs, you can take a deep breath and return to now. And I'd like everybody to consider that maybe those buttons you may have encountered can also represent the kind of people you feel have betrayed you or the kind of situations you feel have done that to you. So I'm going to close our overall session here with a final summation from the Oracle of the Souls. So I'm going to move the other cards. Communicate with people about whom you have doubts, expressing your feelings by explaining that you need to be reassured or given information on a situation. Write down your suspicions regarding a particular person or situation, and then ask yourself whether those suspicions are based on fact or only assumptions. If it's the latter, replace those assumptions with positive affirmations or questions you would like to ask. Think about what you can do each week to help calm your mind, unwind, and take some time for yourself. The more you focus on positive thoughts, the more you'll create a positive relationship with that idea of betrayal. Because who doesn't suffer that once in a while? So I hope that this was helpful to you. I think we're going to start off a new kind of more involved session next week with Banshee. So look forward to that. Don't forget to watch the rest of our shows this week. And we'll see you next time on Goth Terminal.